Donald Trump don't cause trouble for Nigerians. Take a look at this headline, and it says, you can be deported from abroad. Invest in Nigeria. Federal government tells diasporan citizens amidst the new policies of the United States. And it further reads, the Nigerian Diaspora Commission has warned Nigerians in the diaspora to prioritize investment in their home country. It says that the new policies of the United States President Donald Trump might get them on the next flight to Lagos or Abuja. This stern warning was given by the Nigerian Diaspora Commission as part of its effort to encourage Nigerians in the diaspora to prioritize investment in their home country.
It's not something that is unique to Trump. So if we minimize, we're just making him more popular, which I appreciate and all that. It's not unique to him.
Right.
Germany, in the last 1 year that I am aware of, have gone from house to house, picking up Afghanistan, picking up people from Saudi Arabia, India, sending people back to the... What is it about Trump? I don't understand it. Right. He loves his country. He understands the power, the advantage that America has as a superpower. He wants to restore it. If you want to go to the United States, go and apply for visa.
And this is the way to restore them back.
That's the way he knows. That's how best he knows to do it. Biden didn't do anything. He was sleeping and falling from tripping and falling for 4 years.
Okay, so we will not talk about.
No, we can, so that we can compare. Like when a nation is retrogressing and going, and by the way, you know why it's very important. America means a lot to the rest of the world.
So guys, amidst the new wave of deportation happening in the USA, the Nigerian government, the Tinubu's government, is telling Nigerians to consider investing in the country, consider investing in Nigeria, should they be deported by Donald Trump. What do you think about that? Meaning that the federal government is now using this opportunity to warn Nigerians to come invest into Nigeria. Yes, it's a good thing, but the question remains, why is the federal government not concerned about the insecurity that is scaring people away? Why is the federal government not worried about the policies in Nigeria that don't favor businesses? Why are they not interested in making the place more attractive for Nigerians in the diaspora to come home and bring their money? Because guess what? We have a lot of Nigerians that have money sitting in their bank accounts, but they don't even know how to or where to invest that money. Nigeria would have been the best place to come and invest. But people are scared of coming home and being quiet. People are scared of coming home and they tell you there's no fuel, that prices of things, and so many threats. The policies on ground alone is something else. And then you've seen the fluctuation of the naira up and down. There are so many things. So guys, we all know that Donald Trump is sticking to his campaign promises, making sure that all he told Americans was not a lie. That is just what he is sticking to, his campaign promises. Some people are for him and some people are against him. But it's interesting to hear that some Nigerians are even saying that what Donald Trump is doing is the right thing. I'm going to allow you to take a look at what this analyst has got to say. Just take a look and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And what do you think about the federal government telling Nigerians to come home and invest because they risk being deported? They risk seeing themselves in the next flights to either Abuja or Lagos. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Just take a look for yourself and see how this analyst pieces everything about what Donald Trump is currently doing in the US. Take a look.
He is even delving into spaces that have been termed as sensitive locations, churches, schools, hospitals, to weed these people out because he terms them as criminals. And this is, he's been facing backlash and criticisms as a result of this. Is it the right thing for him to do from your perspective? Absolutely. Are you in support of what he's doing?
I support Trump, okay? And invariably I support what he's doing. Because there's nothing new that he's really doing. There's nothing new that he's doing. What he's doing right now has been long in coming. And don't forget that we're dealing with the Trump phenomenon here. Don't forget that we're dealing with a man who is passionate and patriotic about the space where he was obviously born.
So this is showing passion? Chasing people out from schools, hospitals?
Absolutely. And when in your introduction, you talked about recent. Now you are saying chasing. There's nothing that he's doing that is new. Go back to time and check Obama's history with deportation of people, especially Nigerians, especially black people. I think that there's something about Trump that just attracts news. There's nothing that Trump is doing now
That is new.
that is new. Go back in time and check.
Perhaps his approach.
No, it's just his personality. I said to you that he's a phenomenon. A phenomenon is something that is like a reality.
Absolutely.
There's nothing to hide. He's not a politician. And why does he behave the way he behaves? He's an American to the core. He's patriotic. Other people are not patriotic. They are. But you know, let me tell you why I am so, like, I always wanted him to come back. America was built on the principles of what Trump is talking about and pursuing. For the first time in how many decades we hear a sitting president of a great nation calling God's name, calling the name of the Lord Jesus, praying. That is the premise, the foundation upon which that nation was founded. And that is how and why, not how. That's how and why they made a progress. And that progress that came in all manners and in all shapes. Development, knowledge. God so blessed them that other nations started going to the place to school and take technologies back. Go to Asia, go to China, their stock market, all their banking development and all that were things that America helped them to build up to 1973. Trump became a phenomenon many years ago, and he was an outsider and got offended the way presidents and people were acting. So when you say a recent, it's not a recent thing. He's been talking about this
His approach
illegal.
His approach is what people are talking about.
He's a different man.
In terms of sensitive areas like churches, schools,
you know why?
Hospitals.
Did you notice that every time he spoke recently, he talked about how that America is coming back to golden era?
Yes.
America is going to be respected and all that. You know why?
Why?
There's something called the power of fair advantage. Why is he threatening everybody? When you don't know yourself, I heard you telling somebody just now that you are made in God's image or not. You know why? Other people don't know what you know. There is something called the power. America has a deeper development. That's the difference between America and China and Great Britain and Germany and other nations. They are 250. By July 4th this year, they'll be 250 years old nation. They have what is called very deep development in technology, in education, in every sphere. Trump knows it and speaks so with confidence.
Right.
And so to the man who doesn't understand the need for you to emulate him, you get offended and you are calling. What is he said that is different?
Right.
Look, they had a president who for 4 years was sleeping in his house and in his basement. And not now, when Trump was not president, he was making headlines. He was making news.
Yeah.
This president has just gone back to Delaware and all that. Nobody's going to
just
hear
like
about
you
him.
said, Trump is not a politician. He says it as it is, and then he says so many things that his supporters want to hear.
Yeah.
But then you said something which, before I even asked you my question, you said America is founded on Christianity, Jesus Christ, and all of that. So much so that's the reason why they are greater.
Yes.
And is that to say that those that are being deported are not believers?
They are illegal immigrants. You don't understand. That you are a believer does not even qualify you to do the
No, because
wrong
I just wanted you to explain
No, I'm clarifying
yeah.
I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. I went to the US last in 2017. I came back to Nigeria July 14th on a Saturday. I arrived here, and I have not had any need because on that visit I stayed for a long time, and it helped me to understand that I do not fit into that society, and my visa, the way it was issued to
Why?
me.
Because you were not a Christian or what?
What has Christianity got to do with it?
I just wanted to
I am saying that if you're a Christian, the more reason you should do the right thing. If you're given a 6-month visa, you do not exceed it. Okay. You can go and come back and apply for a fresh visa through their Dropbox. You get a visa and you go back there. I have people who are there right now. They are not afraid because they have 1 more month or 2 more months. You stay, you come back, you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. People go there and they walk. We're talking about illegal immigrants, people who have overstayed their visa, people who have stayed for more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and so on, have actually settled to live a life of Americans hiding and doing all kinds of manipulations. You can't be a Christian and do that. Now, you can do it if you're able to get away with it, like they have done in the past years. No problem. But this man, who is a phenomenon, who is different from others, hasn't even done something that is uniquely different from what Obama and Biden has done. He's just been shouting. I don't know why there's so much noise and criticism about the man who is doing what others have done.
Deporting illegal immigrants might be one thing. Another thing is now taking them to Guantanamo Bay because he's actually, planning
it's just a proposal.
Yes,
yes.
He actually proposed.
It's a plan. He just realized that they have a facility somewhere where these people can be housed. Yeah. Because if you have common sense, look, this thing he has been shouting. Maybe you were doubting that he will not be able to win this last November 5th election. Between that time and now, you pack your things and go back to your country because you knew that he was coming. Having won the election, maybe when he was campaigning, you were not too sure, so you just decided to stay back. Look, many years ago, I was in church on a Sunday, and I saw a long time lost friend in church. And I screamed, I said, when did you come to arrive? No, he said he's been here for like 6 months, going to 7 months. That has been a while. Those guys are here and I'm doing very well. What am I doing in America? And all that. Only for me to go to the US in 2017, in March that year. And I saw his wife in Houston. And he said to me, no, my husband was deported. And the woman is there with the children till tomorrow. So that's how I got to know that Obama was deporting. Then I checked and researched and found out that Obama had deported thousands of people, including Nigerians.
And that's where the fear is, because when you have a lot of people who are in, he's saying that he's going to cancel birthright, that is being challenged in the court. But all of that, parents are they're afraid, children are afraid of being separated from their parents, from their families. So do you not feel that this is even going to cause larger problem for America in the nearest future? Because if you don't have parents to take care of you, guide you in terms of morality, exactly. So do you not feel that's a bigger problem for America?
I want to say what I know. I know that up till just now he became president, but before now it was such that if you're a woman, you are allowed to stay to take care of the child because it's assumed that the child is an American child. They need somebody. I don't know what is going to happen from now henceforth when it comes. But separation of children, we must get the facts right. It was the same parents who started sending the children into that country. Do you understand?
But not kids, not infants, not kids that
whatever children. I have seen children that are dropped off to go into that country. Do you understand? Now, how can you send your child to go into a country without caring, and you want somebody else to take a responsibility? America is not a dumping ground. By the way, in 1982, 1983, a lot of Ghanaians were emptied into this country. We were the ones, including me. All of us, maybe you were not born there or you were a child at that time. We said Ghana must go.
Yeah.
So it's not something that is unique to Trump. So if we minimize, we're just making him more popular, which I appreciate and all that. It's not unique to him.
Right.
Germany, in the last 1 year that I am aware of, have gone from house to house, picking up Afghanistan, picking up people from Saudi Arabia, India, sending people back to the... What is it about Trump? I don't understand it. Right. He loves his country. He understands the power, the advantage that America has as a superpower. He wants to restore it. If you want to go to the United States, go and apply for visa.
And this is the way to restore them back.
That's the way he knows. That's how best he knows to do it. Biden didn't do anything. He was sleeping and falling from tripping and falling for 4 years.
Okay, so we will not talk about.
No, we can, so that we can compare. Like when a nation is retrogressing and going, and by the way, you know why it's very important. America means a lot to the rest of the world. Our families are there.
Let's look at the economic implication of this because there are talks about if this even makes economic sense. There is a report that it would cost about $88 billion to deport 1 million people in 1 year. Okay. Does this even make economic sense?
I don't know. I'm not an economist.
Yeah.
But security is very important. There's so many people that are in that country illegally. Do you understand? I remember one time they were doing this balloting, IV stuff. Nations were apportioned to bring certain number of people into their country. They've given a lot of people, including Nigerians, a lot of opportunities to come into that place. So if you are calculating how much it's going to cost to whatever, to deport people, you haven't given me you haven't told me how much it costs to house these illegal immigrants.
They are contributing to the society because...
No, they are contributing to their home country. Hold on now.
Hang on now. They are contributing to the American society because these are the ones that, you know, take up menial jobs. Construction, the labor markets, they are the ones that are doing, in terms of healthcare, they are the ones that dominate these spaces. But are they not contributing to the society?
Who are staying in that place?
How many of them? How many of them
am I supposed to tell you that? I don't work in the statistics office or in the Ministry of Commerce.
Right.
I am telling you that the law and order comes first in any society.
Absolutely.
You work in a beautiful organization like this, there's a gate in your outside of your premises where I was scrutinized before I came in. I have to report myself, provide my data before I gain access into these premises. In any place where you do not have orderliness, where you have lawlessness, you can't make progress. Look, by the way, I have lived in a few cities, I have visited a few cities in the United States. But let me give you an example of what happens in Texas. You see these guys who are from Colombia, Nicaragua, Mexico. I don't know about Argentina, but in all of this, you don't hear them mention Argentina. Mexicans and all these people. The level of racism that they practice against ordinary blacks like us, you don't want to know. They run the economy of that state so much so that even in Illinois, they themselves don't want people from their countries who come in there illegally. So when you are calculating the economic consequences, it is not true. It's not accurate because they spend so much taking care of these people. They are taking the monies they are making and sending it back to their countries.
Right.
So it's not a balanced report. That you want to blackmail the man by saying, the economic consequences
is not about Trump.
No, but you pick that aspect of news. You pick that aspect of news of how much it will cost. You haven't told us how much it has cost that nation. How many lives have been lost?
All right, so let us look at it from this angle. It is not only United States.
The facilities have been run down.
Yeah, Mr. Chris, it's not only Trump that is, United States that is deporting foreign nationals. Nigeria just did that recently, and some other countries are doing that. Exactly. You also cited Germany, etc. But now let us look at how US also gets some people into coming into their own country. For instance, US actually played role in bombing different countries, in the fight, saying that they're fighting against insecurity, terrorism, and all of that. I can give you an example. We saw what happened in Libya, what happened in Somalia. They're still doing that. DR Congo, Pakistan, drone strikes, Sudan, 1998, Lebanon, and we see what is also going on in Lebanon. We see what is going on in Palestine with US also funding Israel to bomb women and children in Gaza, and we see how they're exchanging hostages. And some of these people are running for cover. They are being displaced. Some of them are running into the country, into the United States. Trump is also saying that countries around them should also assimilate them, to welcome them. So he's not also talking about how they are getting into these countries, but they said they should stay in their own countries. So shouldn't US also think of its own action that is causing people to run to their countries, exactly, to be displaced and running to their countries for cover, and later on, after bombing their country, displacing them, you're sending them back.
But you know that Trump is a man of peace now. He told you that if he had won it, they had not stolen the 2020 elections, the wars that are going on right now.
So you also believe that 2020 election was stolen? Of course. And that's supposed to be a democracy.
It was stolen in my prayer. I saw them.
That's supposed to be a democracy.
Let's talk about this.
What are your evidence?
Just listen to what I'm saying. You ask me a question, let me answer the way I know how to do. I am telling you, I'm watching television. CNN is even showing it, how they are doing this and under the table with boxes and all the stuff they are doing. They just didn't steal this one because it was an overwhelming victory. But let me answer your question. If he had become president, there won't be war in Ukraine. There won't be, Russia will not have the guts to go into Ukraine to be bombing that place for the last 3 years. These Hamas guys, remember that when Trump was president, look, he always threatened them that the money that we send to you, you won't get it if you make any more trouble. And throughout the Trump's first term, there was no crisis in the Middle East. He kept going back and forth, taking care of things and all that. And anyone who made trouble, he took the person out. I'm sure you are aware of all the things that happened. There was peace. Even when America nearly went into war with Iran, it didn't happen because he just wanted peace. Now he's back. He's going to make the effort to make sure that. So all these examples you are citing, by the way, the people that bring these people to the
cart before the horse, then to stabilize those countries before asking them to
train them out
go
of the
back to your country.
No, but if anybody, including you, wants to be president of the place, you go and campaign. That's who he is.
No, it's not about being president.
No, it is.
We're talking about the policy.
You must respect his individuality of being a Trump. That's the way. That's why I brought. See, if it didn't start like that today, this is Trump, the act of the deal. If you want to know a man's character, if I want to know your character, I will live with you. If I want to know how you behave, I will live with you. That's the way the man knows. And 71 million Americans voted for him.
Don't let us get
So we must allow him these 4 years to do his bit, to provide
saying
leadership.
he shouldn't do his bit. We were talking about the wars and all of it, and you said that if the election was stolen from him, and that if he was there, he would have stabilized things.
Yes.
And we are saying
he actually stabilized things.
Hang on, isn't he putting the cart before the horse right now at not ensuring those countries are stabilized before he starts deporting these people?
He doesn't want to. He's a leader.
Questions.
Leaders take initiative. You are not a leader now. You are not his advisor. Even if you are your advisor, if you tell him that, he will tell you, look, he's surrounded by people. And sometimes leaders get, the vulnerability of leaders is that they get advices from people. Trump is not like that. He is smart. He knows. He's been in business.
You would use all of those adjectives for Trump because you're a Trump person.
No, I'm not a Trump person. I'm telling you that what we needed. Wait, why I support Trump? Maybe I should clear that. The whole world was being assaulted by the lifestyle and the ideas that some of those misguided individuals in that country were projecting, and our people were emulating it. And you won't blame them because, no, wait now. Because when I was young, I was always speaking this American slang and all that, even though I didn't go to America. And you can see our music. You can see how transgender has even entered Nigeria and all kinds of things we hear from our children. Why? It was coming from the same place. And this man stood up to say, no, why won't I follow him? I love God. God loves me. I'm a follower of our Lord Jesus Christ. And people were assaulting him by the things they were saying. The world was being turned upside down. And one man stood up to say, no. I mean, doesn't it make sense that I will support such a man? Not because of politics, but because the world that our God made was being turned upside down. And God was offended by it and was looking for a man who will stand up for him, even if it's just one man. And so the man is not a perfect man. And in usual characteristics of God, he doesn't look for perfect people. So he found that man.
His approach to ridding the U.S. of criminals, as he terms them, and returning them to that era, in the end, at the long run, do you think that that is what he would achieve at the end of the day? There's so much concern.
Even though he's been challenged in the court.
Yes.
Absolutely. You can go to, look, you can go, Trump has seen it all. Assassination attempt, plan to jail him, and all the weaponization of the justice system and all that. He has seen, look, he has been in business. He has seen it all. Go back in time and read his history as a young man. Look, anything they want to do, let them do it. He has 4 more years. Even if it's 1 more year that he has, Trump will preside over the world. His influence will reign. Do you understand what I'm saying? So anything anybody likes to say. Right. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, he has given media houses and all these people something to talk about. So you people can talk about whatever you like. He is there doing what he's doing.
Very quickly, so let us now look at the impact of it on Nigerians and Nigeria as a whole. Now Nigeria is having everyone back to the country. What do you think? Because a lot of people, when they left Nigeria, they said, we saw what they did on social media. Some rolling on the airport floor, said, I'll never come back to Nigeria. You know, some of them had already scooped Nigerian soil, said, I will never touch here.
Before you answer that question, let's quickly introduce our next guest, who is also a global affairs analyst, Dr. Dokun Adedeji. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Thank you very much for bringing me here. Nice place.
Yes, thank you.
Who brought this man here?
He's been talking about eulogizing.
Let me answer the question.
No. Let him come in.
Let him come in. His position.
Let's not hear this man.
No, allow him because of time. We need to give him some time to talk about Trump's approach to this matter of immigrants and the fact that he's also invading spaces termed as sensitive areas, churches, schools, and all of it. And he's saying he wants to return America to its golden era. Is that approach right?
No, it isn't. I mean, we all know Trump with his hubris and bombastic attitude. You see, the thing is, Obama deported much more than many people could observe, but no noise about it. You see, that is the mark of leadership. You don't come out and begin to sow bitterness and out of vile and contempt for people and humanity. You don't do things like that. You have a right to deport as you choose. It's your country.
Right.
And if people come in illegally, you can deal with that. But the noise is too much. The violence is too much. The vindictiveness is too much. And what is the noise about? Why would you put people manacled and shackled and put them on planes that has no AC? And then you are saying, that's not the leadership of the world.
No, he said they are criminals, so he has to treat them differently.
Look, you see, that's the mistake. How did he justify their criminality? Going to schools and churches and picking them up at that, they're criminals? People have come into America maybe illegally. Fine. If you can trace them, trace them. You see, he could have given him some time. Some people are awaiting trial. If you can deport. Nobody says don't deport. Even the country says send my people. But send them in a humane manner that presents a sense of humanity.
And dignity.
And dignity. How will you manacle people? You put them in a military plane and then you put them in that so terrible condition. Would he allow an American to be so deported? It has to be reciprocal.
But isn't that the responsibility of ICE, that's the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, to know that these people need to be treated in a humane manner, that he doesn't, because according to him, they will be able to handle these matters with common sense.
Look, let me tell you something. They are typifying what Trump is. Trump said to a policeman who take people and want to arrest them that if you hit their head, it doesn't matter, just push them into the van. They are taking after his words. You see, the thing is, leadership is so important. People who do the things that they see done, the words they speak does not connote respect for those people, so they will not respect them. And so, honestly, I'm just worried about the way. I'm not saying Trump has won, he has won. He says he has won, he's won. Let him do his work.
He says he has won.
No, I mean, at least his work. You see, the thing is this. You won. You remind us that you had the popularity of voter. It doesn't matter. It is what you do to the people that is important. It is not even the medium of victory. You know, so that's my worry with him. He can deport as he wants, but let him show respect. But he never respects anyone. A journalist was asking her, why would you say this is DEI from a plane crash? We 67 people have just died. And he said, I have common sense, but some people don't have it. Anyway, you are not a smart person. Excuse me, a president of a country? What gives him that temerity to denigrate humanity?
Right.
I mean, that's my attitude to it. He can deport. I don't say he shouldn't. That's the right as a president.
But with the way he's going about it, his body language, even though our brother here doesn't see,
he never sees anything wrong with it.
Doesn't see anything wrong with it. But he has his right. He has a right to his own opinion. Just like yours.
Just the way we don't see the things that are wrong with us, all of us.
Okay, so you do not mind the indignified manner that he had been, sending all foreign nationals out of the country, because that is one of his own worries.
No, it's not his worries. He didn't say when he was speaking, he didn't speak. He doesn't like Trump. So
let us clarify. It's not about Trump. It's about the policies. It's about the US government's approach.
The man is doing exactly what others have done. The difference from what he said is that there's so much visibility. I am telling you, in his own case, because of the fact that he's a phenomenon.
I don't think it's visibility.
Don't tell me about what you think.
He didn't say visibility.
No, he said the noise. It's the noise that he talked about.
His approach is what he said.
Let me tell you.
Our approaches, look, we're sitting close to each other. Our approaches to issues and life is different. You can see. This man is a doctor. Me, I am not.
Look, let me tell you.
So our approaches to issues are different. Trump is a businessman, and we must let him
so
be.
But I asked a question about dignity. Even criminals also have free hearing. You understand? You can't say someone. You can't allege fair hearing rather. You can't say you can't allege someone has stolen some things without giving the person fair hearing.
Don't you see what we do here?
But we've seen videos. Sorry, we've seen videos.
No,
two wrongs don't make a right.
To do things better.
Let me even comment. There's something that we forget. In 2023, 11 Americans won the Nobel Prize. out of the 11, 7 of them are US affiliated. 4 are immigrants. You see, the thing is, people do not know the beauty of America is the immigrant nature of it.
Yeah, virtually everyone is an immigrant. Even Trump, his grandparents
his
were immigrants. Virtually everyone in America immigrated there.
Yes.
Even the wife, also an immigrant. The wife's mother, an immigrant.
Do you know
Vice President, an immigrant.
Trump has never married an American. None of his wives has been American. The current one, her family came in by blockchain visa. Excuse me, look, Marco Rubio, who is now the Secretary of State, is a Cuban immigrant. And look at Ted Cruz.
Elon Musk and everyone.
You see, Elon Musk, the thing is, I don't have a problem with you deciding what the policy of your country should be, but I have a problem with dignity. A bishop preached at the inauguration. Only spoke. He said, this, and that. Lambasted the woman, and then said the service was not excited. Services are not meant to be, it's not a theater.
Okay. Now, because of our time, let's make judicious use of it.
I asked a question that I've not answered about Nigerians who are rolling on the ground.
I'm thanking God. Okay, you want to quickly answer that before
so that
I
question, let me just end it. Let me just conclude the question. So what should we do about those Nigerians who had said, I will never come back to Nigeria? How should we welcome them? How should the government, welcome them back into the society? Because some of them are displaced.
It is the government that you ask how they welcome them. It's not me. But
no, it's your. That's the reason why.
Imagine that if my family member is there, I will welcome that person and provide space, provide support, and all that. And I hope that they have the opportunity to bring back whatever it is, that the person has acquired over time and all that. You come back home and start home. If there's no place you can use to compare your home and all that. But let me tell you something. I have a sister who has a house somewhere in Texas, and she told me a story why her children must never accept that place, even though they are there as home. That her house, the day she does not pay, what is it called now? Here we call it tenement rate. They pay that yearly, or you can decide to pay monthly. The day not mortgage. Oh, okay. There's something you pay to the counties and all that every month for owning a house. The day you do not, the month or year you do not pay it, you lose the ownership of that house. And it was just trying to tell me how that nothing is owned by you in that place, and kept talking about home. And eventually she relocated and home, just like she left the children there. So if they bring you back home because you're an illegal immigrant, we will receive you, provide support for you, the emotional, whatever support that you need. But definitely not financial support, because I expect you to bring.
I was just going to say that, because a lot of people are actually struggling back home.
By the way, it is very embarrassing. I've seen with my eyes our own people roaming the streets with cats at the bus stop.
Let me tell you something, Chooks. The thing about people in America that people don't understand is America is not Dubai. It's a country of superficiality. If you go to Brooklyn, if you go to San Diego, you see homelessness, stark homelessness.
Even California, you see a lot of zombies on the road, who have done drugs and all that.
What I've said to people is,
I'm talking about Nigerians now.
Yes, of course.
And I asked them, what are you doing here? I met a woman with...
You mean Nigeria abroad?
Yes, in the US, in Houston, with a pant.
Let's come
outside, in the bus stop.
All right, let's get back to the issues now. Now, earlier we asked Chooks. I asked Chooks about the economic implication of this, and he was like, I didn't tell him about the security implications as well, comparing notes on that now. Spending about $88 billion or $1 million to deport 1 million persons. There are people asking questions. Does it even make economic sense?
You see, for me, choose to say I don't like it. True, it's not I don't like Trump, it's about policies. The thing is, why waste so much to do so little? Today now in California, in most of those states, who will be picking the crops? The Americans can't do the work that the immigrants do.
Right.
I would have suggested that you sit down. His problem is being bombastic to appeal to the sentiments of people. Go to rural America. Trump typifies the rural American. They've never been anywhere. They don't have contact with them. They don't understand anything.
Right.
You cannot be a president that does not have a cosmopolitan view of global events. That's the problem we see. For me, it's a bloody waste. I'm sorry, permit my use of the word. To spend that $80 billion to People that will say come back. Because some of them, some of them will still have the legal status and come back. So why waste so much money? You know, to transport them on military is much more expensive than to transport them in first class.
So what do you consider the impact of this on other countries, especially for immigrants outside of the United States? Talking about the United Kingdom, France, Germany, etc. Do you feel that they might want to toe the line of Donald Trump, in also going that
it's
route?
not likely. Except
But we've seen India
the
line.
the thing is, why should India be sending anybody away?
Why did you say that about India? It's also a sovereign nation.
No.
They have pride.
What I'm saying is, hey, excuse me, if not because Nigeria has deteriorated to this point, what is an Indian doing in Nigeria? To come and show us leadership? Go to India. You see rats on the street in Calcutta. It's just that we've come to a place in our country that we have not valued ourselves and we are not taking care of our nation in terms of growth and development. What is a Nigerian doing anywhere to go and be washing dead bodies? Nothing. If we have true leadership and people who appreciate
But
them.
Nigerians also do it back home. So
You say what?
Nigerians do it back home. Is that a big deal?
We don't do anything.
No, you see.
No, you said washing dead bodies. Nigerians.
No. What I mean is washing dead bodies. I mean, that's your regular work here. But a man who is a professor in Nigeria or a doctor goes to go and be driving taxi in the US for what?
That's right.
The thing is, I don't think many countries will follow Trump. Some might try to copycat. For instance, in some countries today that where the supremacists are beginning, the white supremacists are beginning to take, like Germany, AFD, they may, if they come in, they may. In some of these countries, Hungary may. And so we know those ones that are Poland can.
But that's not correct, because Trump is actually following these guys. Trump just assumed office on the 5th of November. Hold on.
Okay.
Trump just assumed office on the 1st of November. For the past 1 year in Germany, the German government has been deporting people from Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia.
No, but Trump did not just start this. He mentioned it in his last administration. It was just met with
we are dealing with the current issue.
Yeah, but we have to trace it back to the issue.
Yeah, I'm also tracing back to what has been going on before now. In UK, they've been gently and for a very long time.
You see,
doing this thing.
You are mixing this thing. There's nobody who say you can't do policies on the basis of your national interest. But there should be some level of dignity.
Right.
That's what we're saying.
Dignity.
Okay, you said Germany had done this. Did you hear the noise about it?
No, because it's not Trump.
Oh.
Because it's not Trump.
Don't personalize it.
No, you have to. It's Trump. Anything that he does, he don't seem to understand what I'm saying. Let me give you a very good example. About 30 years ago, about 40 years ago, he was just an ordinary human being. Some guy who noticed him and who believed that there's something about this guy called him and said, Trump, please come and speak at my event and all that and all. And he told the young man, if you want me to speak at your event, you're going to pay me 1 million naira. And the young man said to him, why will I get 1 million naira for? Why? Dollars. Why will I give you 1 million naira? And he told the guy, he gave the guy an idea. He said, go and print flyers, send emails, just state that, whatever, and collect money and all that and all that. Look, Trump has been Trump for, you can't change him, it's a phenomenon. I don't know what else to say.
Okay.
The man is a phenomenon. Do you know what a phenomenon is? A reality show.
Yes,
He's
that's one.
Yeah. So anything he does attracts
attention.
CNN has to blow it.
Right, let me come to you now.
And it's just news all over the world.
Yes, ma'am.
The legal bottlenecks, because there's been several cases, emerging as a result of all these policies and executive orders that he's been putting in place. Yeah. I am wondering, from your perspective, if you see him successfully achieving some of these things that he is putting in place.
Unfortunately, I don't see it. The danger is the moment you raise antagonism about the things you're doing, you then raise opposition to what could have been good. You see, the thing is, he can make noise. It's the nature of Trump. That's who he is. But my challenge is, we're talking about people's lives. When he campaigned, he said grocery. Will this deportation reduce the price of grocery or bring homes to homeless? Or, the thing about this is, sit down. But, I understand him. He comes from who he is, and he brings it into politics. And people are beginning to acclimatize that kind of attitude as the right thing.
So you think he didn't think this through.
Obviously, no. I can't see any of the policy. No, let me
Oh my God.
I can't.
Look,
Let him finish.
no, wait.
No,
don't-
let him finish. Let him finish.
Let him finish.
Let
You have not finished.
I haven't.
Oh, yeah, no.
A man wants to deport. Is this the method to deport and get a result? A man comes and scraps DEI and says, oh, the plane crash was due to DEI. I mean, when there's 67 people dead in the Potomac, and then you look at the other things that is said, and then, excuse me, that is not how to run a country.
How do
Sorry,
they run a country?
because of
Excuse
time,
me. How
because
do
of
they run a
time.
country? We have a country that is being run now by some individuals. Let's talk about it. But by the way, let me say something. He talked about grocery, talked about other things. Do you know this man called Trump? Last week, just a few days after he became president, has stated to us how things will come down. And this is the reason why they voted for him. Anyways,
So
to reduce inflation and price of items, groceries in the shop, what needs to happen? Reduce, okay, for them in the United States, they need to drill more oil with the intention to reduce price. Our own people will not emulate that. That if you reduce cost of energy,
Right.
that prices will go down. Is it not when the price of energy went up here that things went
Mr.
up?
Shooks, very quickly.
Wait, you are not hearing what I'm saying.
Yeah, we understand you.
No,
You don't understand me.
We just have about
You're not
2
hearing
minutes. Just about 2 minutes to go.
Fine. That's fine. Let me use it to say something
No,
to our
and I
leaders.
want you to-
Trump has given us an idea of how to reduce prices.
We have a
That-
question that he needs to ask.
Very quickly.
Okay.
Maybe both of you just less than a minute if you can. Now Trump is, threatening sanctions. For instance, on Colombia, 25%. He's saying China.
He has a reverse.
No.
And
He keeps doing.
Also, he's stopping AIDS.
Exactly.
Now, one
The
of
HIV and AIDS.
Yes.
You see, did you listen to the lady who is the press secretary, Levitt?
Yeah.
She said they spent $50 million on condoms to Gaza, only to find that it was only about $27,000. You see, you can't build government on deceit.
They sent 300 million naira to Ghana. For what? To do campaign on use of seat belts and helmet for motorcycle. That's the corruption that he has stopped. And they need to stop those aids. You know why? Here, in 2008, when I started the MDG campaign and all that, that was my major step that I started talking about. And I used to come to this station to talk about it, among other stations. Maybe you have forgotten.
No.
Okay. They were sharing those aids. And we have had other people talk about it in government circles, how that these things, ODAs and aids, were being shared. Look, these people send money to Japan to go and find out
But that's not my
the,
question. That's
the
not my
promiscuity
question. That's not my
of
question.
butterflies.
My question is, sorry, quickly, doctor. My question is, do we not think that this?
So guys, you have seen it for yourself. I don't know what you make of what is happening in the United States. Like this analyst has said that what Trump is doing is not strange. That even the previous administrations did even worse things than what Trump is doing, but the trumpet was not blown, as in people did not raise alarm the way they are raising it now under Donald Trump. And that Donald Trump is just trying to be a good president. He's sticking to his campaign promises, unlike in Africa, especially in Nigeria, where people will tell you A, and when they get to office they will start doing B. So I'm just like wondering if you guys agree with what this analyst is saying, because for me, I think what Donald Trump is doing is the right thing, because you might be ignorant of what is going on in the US. I mean, you might not know the level of crime. We used to say the Western world is safe, the security is there, but America is becoming the opposite of what, the characteristics or those things we admire when it comes to the Western world. America is becoming an opposite to all that, because you are not safe on the street. You can't move around in the night and all that. You can imagine that level. But Europe is still safe, because you can go out in the night and come back safe. But in places like in the US, it is not like that. And that is why people think one of the things that, that made people to really vote for Trump, if you watch Trump's campaign, you know that Trump was a big fan of I'm going to deport, deportation. And that was one of the reasons why he got so many votes, especially from the black communities, because they believe that those of them coming from Southern America, they are coming to take their jobs, and Trump used that to campaign. He told them that, see, these people coming are threats to even the black community, because they are coming to take your job. They are coming to take your job. A time will get it, you won't be able to find job. That it is good that these people will be sent away. Moreover, some of them are people who escaped from prison. They were once detained and released, and once they come out, they are looking for elsewhere. And if you really check what Trump said, majority of what he said are facts, you know. And Trump is a man that likes to stick to his word. I mean, he likes to stick to his word, and that is one of the reasons why his supporters so much admire him. So guys, I don't know what you make of all this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to more people, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.